Hey, hey, hey. Time for another out of this world story from our space. My 41 male wife, 39 female wayward spouse, just found out her affair partner, physical affair and emotional affair, died. She shared it with me tonight. She was clearly shaken up and crying over it. She had an affair over 6 months and it essentially ended our relationship as a married couple. I was treated with nothing but contempt for months on end. No matter what I did, I was never good enough. It was always clear to me that she genuinely loved this person. I have accepted that I'm not the one for her and we continue to live together and raise our family together. The relationship has been a fragile friendship. We don't have the resources to separate and maintain a healthy and happy environment for our children. So we do our best and live together as if nothing has gone on. While I have dealt with the situation to the best of my ability, I could not be a good friend to her while she mourns this person. She said she feels responsible for his death for cutting him off. I told her the alternative would have been unfair to me. While I don't wish death on anyone, it's simply not right for me to have to console her about the person that she chose over me. I was branded selfish and mean tonight for being upset that she was so upset. She went to bed alone for telling me as if to take personal space to mourn. I was afraid of the feelings of regret that I thought might eventually play out as she processed her grief. Fine, I wasn't the one for her, but I'll be damned if I have to witness the love she has for someone that I wish I had all along. I feel defeated and numb. I don't have any heart to give to this situation. I'm beyond burned out. I feel like I don't care if I'm selfish right now. It feels like a never-ending cruel joke. Short and straight to the point. Let's see what the reactions are. Spirited Wolf 9595 says, "It's none of your business. In fact, she is delusional for expecting you to hold her and give comfort while she mourns the affair partner. What self-centeredness is this?" OK Gazelle 6132 says, "OP, your feelings in this situation are normal and completely justified. There is nothing in your post that I could disagree with regarding your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Did you eventually go to sleep in the same room as her? I would not have done it. Your wife, in name only, is delusional as she thinks you should console her or offer solace at this time. She is very self-centered. She chose to put you in second place behind her affair partner. You owe her no emotional support. Did the affair partner have a wife or significant other? Does that person know about the affair? If your wife tries to attend the funeral, do not go with her. Again, you owe her nothing emotional." Last comment coming from Ding Dong It's Long. "I'd say the most selfish person out of the three of you is her. Do your best to leave as soon as you can. The fact she openly mourns in front of you just shows who she truly is." On to the next story. I found out about my girlfriend's affair with her boss, and I'm struggling to cope. Long post. We were a couple of 4 years, in our early 30s, living together with no children. There were some issues with sex and intimacy. I wanted for her to go to therapy because she was struggling with her emotions and speaking about them, but she was too scared. Last time we kissed was in July, and she just wasn't there. From that moment, her attitude changed. She became distant and impatient. 2 weeks later, we had a night out with friends after work, and she brought her boss along. This is the first time I met the guy, and he told me that I seemed friendly, but we're playing on 2 teams because he fancies my girlfriend. When I spoke to my girlfriend about this, she acted surprised and assured me nothing was going on. She became even more distant and hostile. I tried to get through to her, but she would get angry and gaslight me, claiming I'm imagining things. I decided to make more effort, take her out more often, but her mind was always somewhere else. Then on her holiday trip, she told me that she didn't feel anything last time we kissed, that there is no desire for me, but it doesn't mean she wants to break up. We decided to continue the conversation after the trip. When we got back, I've noticed she became glued to her phone. More activities not involving me. I was still in denial. One Friday, she texted me she's going for a beer with her boss. When confronted, she only said, "You want me to ask for permission? It was just a beer." She broke up with me 2 days later. I said that I felt like we could work through our issues with couples therapy, and if she went to therapy herself. She started having doubts about the breakup and said she'll look for a therapist. When I asked if she met someone, she admitted to texting with her boss a lot. He was hitting on her and it boosted her ego. He also invited her to join him on his holiday in Croatia in October. She wasn't planning to go. I was angry, but believed her. When emotions settled the next day, I felt like that story just didn't add up, so I checked her messenger and it turned out to be a full-blown affair. She detailed everything to her 2 closest friends. It lasted a month. They kissed each other a few times and went on numerous dates. They agreed he will follow her lead and she will set the boundaries. She considered it might just be a temporary crush, but wanted to see where it leads. Dates and kisses were initiated by her. She said to her friends that it would be a shame if they didn't have sex. She was seriously considering going with him for that trip. They were making out in his car outside our flat and at work. She bragged to her friends that she finally got a romance at work type of story and how exciting it is. My view of her shattered. In these conversations, she acted like a teenager having her first crush in her life. They had a date planned on the day my aunt died, and she complained to her friend she had to cancel because of that. I even helped her buy him a gift on her trip, which was supposed to be for her friend. It freaking hurt like hell. And man, her friends disgusted me. They cheered her on, saying things like, "I envy you, the butterflies to your stomach. Take what you can get from this and don't tell your boyfriend." One of them even offered to cover for her so she can go to Croatia with him. They never mentioned that it's wrong and she can lose her job. I also saw live how she wrote to her friends that breaking up with me is probably a big mistake and that we will most likely get together soon, but she needs therapy to figure things out. She also set up a meeting with her boss 4 days after our breakup. I was never cheated on, and I thought that physical stuff would hurt the most. But F me, was I wrong. It was the lies and manipulations and how effing easy it was for her, the cruelty of stuff she did and said. I wanted to believe she was lost. The decision to go to therapy seemed genuine, but so many of the stuff I read seemed calculated. In the evening of the D-Day, she was in tears and asked if we could talk because she felt like this breakup is a huge mistake. I said we could talk in 2 days. I needed time to gather my thoughts and see my therapist first. I also wanted to get all things out of her apartment before that. Part of me still loved her and hoped she would want to change and fight for us. But deep down, I knew there was no going back from some of this crap. It will stay in my head forever. I don't think she was all evil, but now I discovered a part of her that was disgusting. I wanted to know why, and I hoped that when the whole thing is uncovered, she will offer me the truth since it will be, most likely, the last time we will ever speak. When we finally met, she said how she wasn't sure about her feelings and what she wants. That she needed time to figure it out with the therapist. I straight up told her I read all her texts. I asked why she didn't tell me when I gave her so many choices, and she said, "Not to hurt you and because I was ashamed." It was a rationalization, of course, which made me angry. She was supposed to confess, and after we would get back together. I, of course, said it's BS, because she knew I wouldn't want to fix stuff after that. Questions about details made her defensive at times. She tried to lessen the whole thing. She explained that she felt wanted and finally something was happening, but it wasn't worth it in the end. She claimed she didn't really mean some of the stuff she wrote. She didn't want to have sex with him or go for that trip. She wasn't even sure she likes him. I asked, why would I believe her and not my eyes? And she said that she didn't know why she wrote that stuff and feels ashamed. Also said it was her biggest mistake in life. Feels like trash for hurting me. Regrets not going to therapy sooner and that I deserve someone better. I agreed. She apologized. I asked how she could be so dumb to risk her job, and she said that it's not my problem anymore. She told me that she set up a meeting with him on Friday to ask him for a break to figure out what she wants. Yeah, right. I saw misery on her face. I said that I feel extremely disappointed, and I don't know who she is anymore. She replied that she doesn't know either, but is determined to find out on her therapy. When I asked about us, she said it's most likely unfixable. I finished by saying that I don't know if I will ever forgive her and hope she finds the answers that she seeks on her therapy. Then I left. It was the hardest conversation in my life. In the end, I didn't receive the answers I wanted, and what I did receive was disappointing and insincere. It hurt me that she wasn't honest even when I confronted her. I'm angry at myself that I hoped she would want to fix it, and I still catch myself on having these thoughts even after a week. This is naive, and I know that. I want to be loved by someone who hurt me so much. It's so dumb. I hope these thoughts will go away sooner rather than later. I know I should focus on myself and improve my life, but it's so difficult to move on. I'm angry and jealous that the affair is most likely still going on, and she enjoys her time with someone else when the corks of our relationship is still fresh and I'm suffering. Dealing with losing your home, your partner, and the feeling of betrayal is overwhelming at times. Edit. Wow, thanks for all the responses. Honest opinions and support. I really appreciate it. A ton of you suggested I should report the affair to HR at her company and also blow it up to all of her friends and family. I understand the reasoning. I've already spoken to my therapist about it. She told me that I should consider whether such an action would actually help me or just add to my misery. I've decided I won't do that because it will only create more drama, stress, and make me focus on her even more, and that's really the last thing I need now. I want to heal, and it's the best thing I can do at the moment. I feel better when I don't think about her. I only plan on informing our mutual friends when they ask why we're not together anymore. For some reactions. Crisis ND says, looks like she monkey branched into another relationship with her boss. It's just BS she gave you, like working on her feelings. Tell the boss his partner if he has one. Forest Daddy has the next comment. You're going to be okay. You did the right thing. These thoughts will fade, and the more time passes, the easier it will be to see for yourself who she is beyond the pain you feel right now. In 6 months, you'll wonder how it was ever possible to miss someone so cruel. The best way to get there is to focus on yourself. Bake it till you make it. Go on a walk. Cook for yourself. Find a new show. I recommend mindless crime dramas. Join an activity in your community, like an art class or a low-stakes sports league. Keep yourself busy. Don't talk to her. Everything you do now will help future you, so give him your best effort. Next comment from Cabalist writes, think of it this way. Her boss is predatory and probably saw this as a game. Thing is, now he won. You'll get bored and bam, she'll find him sleazing over a new hire. She's yesterday's news to him. She probably doesn't know, lost in the fair fog, and her friends are naive enablers. It's dissatisfying, and she will likely try to latch on to the boss as her new option now you've made the choice. Except I bet he'll find it less interesting, as I said, and move on. I do hope she learned something from this. You are lucky. You managed to get free from a self-absorbed and selfish person. Mourn who you thought she was, but celebrate being free of the cold-hearted, vapid person she actually is.